Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about Britney Spears, some of the things that have come up in the news recently. I'm taking a little break from Harry and Meghan, albeit that I will be mentioning them in some videos this week, but the Tom Bower book, I will be continuing next week because I feel like everybody has been saturated by this on social media. And I think there are a few people that are kind of getting a bit fed up with it, which I understand. Believe you me, I understand. But for me as well, it's very heavy, very toxic. So I feel that we're all going to take a break from that on this channel, at least, just for this week. Just for this week. So I'm going to be talking about the various things that are up in the media at the moment, things that I've possibly missed out on because I've been focusing on the Tom Bower book. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And as always, I will give it my therapeutic perspective. So if you like these videos, please think about, well, liking the videos and also subscribing to the channel because it really does help the algorithm and helps me help you. So yeah, now it's waffle time. So we're in for another heat wave in the UK here. Yay! Just got through one, got a bit cooler, and now we're going in for another one. For you sun werpers? You sun werpers? What's a sun werper? Is that even a word? Sun worshipper. For you sun worshippers out there, I hope you enjoy. But for the rest of us, we're going to suffer in silence. Or in my case, I'm going to moan about it on the channel and subject you guys to it. So I've had a lovely weekend. My parents have come down. They're still here. They've stayed an extra day. So my mum and dad are downstairs playing cards at the moment. I was playing cards with them, but I was losing. So I took that opportunity to come and do the video because I'm not a good loser. I'm not. So I was just like, I'm not liking this game anymore. So I'm like, I'm going to come and do a video and speak to my Bubble family. Who out there, out of you guys out there, who's willing to admit that they dislike losing? Do you know what, for me, it really does depend on the frame of mind I'm in. If I'm in a really, actually, no, that's not true, because I was just about to say, because if I'm in a really happy frame of mind, I don't mind losing, but that's not true because I'm in a happy frame of mind today and I'm still not liking losing the cards. And and my dad, it makes it worse because it's only a game and I'm like, I know it's only a game, Dad. Oh, my mum's favourite saying is, she said when she's playing, but she only says this if she's winning, she'll go, never mind. And it's like nails down a chalkboard when I'm in that frame of mind when I'm losing. But when she's losing, she never says it. Never says it. But as soon as she's winning, never mind. But we have this thing, which is, and I apologise, this is really boring the crap out of you guys because this is just my waffle. But when we play cards as a family, as soon as one of us brags about winning, we inadvertently then start losing. It's the strangest thing. It seems to happen all the time in our family. But as soon as we're winning and then we brag, we then start losing. So now it's kind of like, don't brag, because you'll start losing. And I just want to reiterate though that doesn't always follow, because I wasn't bragging and I still lost. So the cards were not winning today for me. So what else? I feel like there's not much else to waffle about. And I might film it, haven't decided yet, for people that, if they're interested. We have something called Airborne here in Eastbourne, which is every single year, apart from when we had the lockdown. They have like an air show here. A lot of places kind of do it, like Farnborough and I think a lot of other places. But it's a pretty good one here, and it's free. And it's nice because people get together, and my mum and dad are coming down for that. So I might do a little bit of filming of that, and then I can put that on the channel to show you guys if anyone is interested. You might not be, and that's fine too. So yeah, so like I say, I'm going to, because I'm so bored of Harry and Meghan, but I do appreciate that it's important to keep the truth going, or the truth as we see it, which I believe is probably the truth. You know, to expose people like this, because if we didn't, they would get well, I mean, even though I think it feels like they are getting away with things, but actually, do you know what? I don't think they are, because albeit that we don't see any almost literal consequence, but look at how many people don't like them. Look at how many things are not going right for them. You know, Hollywood isn't knocking on her door. They're having to pay to do speeches. Their Netflix is not really, it just isn't interested. Spotify isn't going well for them. Nothing they do goes well. So when I think sometimes people go, oh, you know, but there's, you know, they're always getting away with things. It's like, are they though? Are they getting away with things? Because I don't feel like they are. You know, I really feel that actually, yeah, people are not that interested in them. You know, the only time they're in the media is when they're suing, complaining, you know, not for anything good. So yeah, so I you know, I don't feel like they are winning actually. But, you know, I want to thank you guys, because we're now well over 17,000. In fact, I'm not far off 17,100 subscribers. So the channel is growing, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The only downside, unfortunately, is I am not able to keep up with the comments anymore. So I will go as far as I can go. So I just really do need to apologise to you, because I know that I always said that I was going to look at every single comment and answer as many as I possibly can. And I have been able to keep up with all of them. But recently, probably over the last few weeks, as the channel has grown, I'm just not able to now. And I have to be honest with you, because I certainly don't want you guys to think, oh, you know, she's not bothered. I am bothered, but as much as I love reading your comments, and I always sit there of an evening, you know, after I've eaten my dinner, and I just go on my phone and I start looking at the comments. But I have so many emails I haven't answered, and I've really got to catch up on those. So I do apologise if you have emailed me, whether it's inquiring about therapy or anything. I will get to you. I have such a backlog. So I promise I will be getting to as many of you as I can. I have now put on my emails, if you do not require a response, please let me know. And thankfully a few of you are putting that in there, because I just have not got the time. So I need to, so if it's something very important, then I will go through my emails and I will catch up with all of the ones that are inquiring about therapy, important ones. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who is emailing me, everyone who's writing in the comments. You know, I'm saying here, thank you to every single one of you. You know, this channel would not run without you, and I will always be grateful to you. But I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. It's just I'm only one person. So until I get my moderators up and running, which I plan to do hopefully in the next couple of weeks, they will go through the comments, and if there's any that I really need to be aware of, then they will let me know, and I can then focus on those particular comments. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that. My 2 Tom Bower books have arrived today. So hopefully once I have done the competition, because don't forget you still have the rest of this week until Thursday to get this, to enter this competition. All you need to do is put hashtag bubble family. That's it. There's nothing else you need to do. If you want to enter the competition, which is to enter the competition to win my personal copy of my Tom Bower book with all of my highlights and notes inside, you have to be a member here on the channel. Obviously you have to be subscribed to be a member anyway. You have to be a Patreon or in the Bubble Tea Club, which isn't just buying me a cup of tea. You actually join up as a member, which I think is £5, $5, I think $5, something like that. So those, if you are any of those, you are in with the chance of winning my private personal copy. Then I am giving away, for everybody to enter, 2 copies signed by me, even though I know it's not my book, but they're copies that I've bought, and I'm just going to sign and put a little personal note to you inside, and I will send that to you. And then I'm also then giving away 5 copies of the Tom Bower book to people that I will send from the publisher company, whatever company I send it from, whether it be Amazon, Book Directory, or wherever it is, I will send that to you. So to be in a chance to win that, every single one of you must be a subscriber to my channel. But if you're not, then unfortunately I cannot enter you into the competition, because you know there have to be perks for people that are subscribing to my channel, and there have to be perks for people that are joining up as a member here. So if you want to enter, you must put hashtag bubble family, and then the closing time is Thursday evening UK time, and then over the weekend I will go through everything and I will announce the winners at some point over the next couple of days after that. So yes, and I think that's it. That is it. So by now, Bubbles, you know what to do. Grab that drink of choice, whether it be tea, coffee, water, or in my case, apple and raspberry fruit juice with slim lime lemonade. And as you can see, I had a full pint and I've drunk loads of it because it's yummy. Whether you would like a cold glass of Chardonnay, or whether you would like you're a strong ale kind of person, maybe you would like a pint of strong ale, and you know, sitting in your garden and it's nice and cold. So whether you would like that, because as I always say, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So grab that drink and let's dive right in. So, Bubbles, today. So we are, as I say, we are taking a break from Harry and Meghan, and we're going to be talking about Britney Spears. Now, I'm not sure if many of you know, but in the media at the minute, Britney Spears' husband has spoken out because apparently Britney's ex, who is the father of her 2 children, Kevin Federline, I believe his name is, has publicly put out that their 2 sons, Britney's 2 sons and his, they do not want to see their mother, Britney, at the moment. Then they, due to the fact that I believe that there's been some photos of Britney semi-naked. I think one of them is she's standing there with her hands over her boobs, breasts, and apparently the children, this is coming from Kevin Federline, by the way, apparently they are not happy with this, and so apparently they do not want to see their mum. Now, obviously, as a therapist, and as always, I give my therapist perspective here, because here's the thing. Looking at it from both sides. So I'm going to go with Britney's side first. Because obviously she says that this is very hurtful to her, which I can imagine it must be. Britney's been through an awful lot. And she, in a sense, has kind of, I feel, like she's kind of been kept under lock and key, and, in a way, and she's not been able to kind of do the things that she's wanted to do, and not been able to go the way she's wanted to go. And as a woman, there's nothing wrong with the female body. There's nothing wrong with anyone's body, and there are a lot of beaches that you go topless. And it's not as if, I haven't seen all of the photographs, so I'm only speaking about the one that I've seen, where I believe she's standing there and she's got her hands over her, her breasts. So she's not exposing her breasts as such, but she's obviously in a bikini. And I can understand as a woman, when you're celebrating who you are, and you're on holiday perhaps, and you're enjoying yourself, and, and you've taken this. First and foremost, I'm not quite sure how this photograph got in the media. I don't know whether this was taken from Instagram, whether she put this on Instagram, or whether it was a pap shot. I don't strictly know. So if it was a pap shot, then, well, there's not really much you can do about that, can you? Because if they have zoom lenses, and like we had that incident when I think Catherine was papped from a zoom lens, and I think she sued and won. It's like you should be allowed to go on holiday, and if you want to have those moments with your husband, or and you want to whatever it is, and then you have the fact that obviously then if she's put this on Instagram, she's well within her rights to do whatever she wants to do. But when you have children, I would question why you feel the need to put something that exposing in a way on Instagram, because I do feel that in some ways Instagram is kind of very almost attention seeking. It's like when you put things on there, it is to get that kind of exposure. But why? Britney has enough exposure. She doesn't need to kind of do that. But again, it's her choice. So, when you look at it from that aspect, you can see that, okay, she's coming out of her shell. She's been through an awful lot. She's celebrating herself. Celebrating? Anyone know what that is? Anyone? Celebrating? Celebrating. Just enjoying life and being free. So I do get that. Was it the best choice? Maybe not. But then, I feel that why should we be ashamed of our bodies? It's like it's I feel, I don't know. I think we feel like we see far worse out there in the world. But, anyway. So I kind of have, I don't really have mixed feelings about this, because I think, okay, the only thing I would say is with having children, with that, because as someone who's done, kind of put things on Instagram before when I've done modeling and stuff like that, I always said to myself, I would never, ever, ever do anything or be in anything, that embarrass my children. That's just my ruling. And so I have never done anything that I couldn't put on Instagram and they're not proud of, but that's just me. That's my opinion, however, I'm not being funny, but Britney's got up on stage and been quite scantily clad, and it's, it's not really kind of much different to a lot of the things that she's kind of done in a way, you know, and they'll say there's a lot worse out there, and a bikini is, you know, only covers like, you know, even if you wear a bikini, that's covering the nipple area, and her hands were doing that anyway. So I don't really understand why there's this huge thing about her standing and doing that. You know, at the end of the day, she's in charge of her own life now, and she's enjoying herself, and I don't blame her for that. Now, then we come to Kevin Federline. Firstly, I'm curious as to why he would be doing some kind of interview talking about this anyway and bringing the children into it, because I feel like actually that's not appropriate. I feel like it comes across potentially as maybe being a little bit bitter, and he seemed also he didn't really seem to protect Britney or speak out against her father when he was doing what he was doing to Britney. So I'm a little bit kind of sorry, just moving the camera down a little bit. I'm a little bit kind of I have my own feelings about him. Now, of course, the children, I wonder if this is even the children speaking, or whether this is him speaking for the children. I think it's very sad that they do not see their mum. Now, if they don't want to see their mum for their own reasons, then fair enough, and they've got every right to feel that way. Children do have every right to have their own feelings, and if they genuinely don't want to see their mum, then, you know, then I guess that is their choice. But I think doing this interview in the paper, in the media, and then putting that out there, almost condemning Britney because of these photographs, well, is that really in the best interest of the children? I don't think so. You know, coming out publicly and saying the children don't want to see their mum. Why that, you know, to me, that's very hurtful. You know, what you decide privately is entirely up to you. And like I say, they've got every right to feel that way. But to then go, you know, on the public media and say, you know, they don't want to see their mum because they're embarrassed about her. You know, that's there now for all the world to see. So it like I say, it's hurtful to everybody, and it doesn't feel right. And that's just my opinion. But professionally as well, so taking away my personal opinion on this, professionally it's not right either. You know, you have two vulnerable children, albeit that I guess they're teenagers now. I'm not even sure the age they are now, but even so, it doesn't matter. You know, when you're coming out and doing an interview as the father, speaking badly about their mother, that really shows more about who you are as a person, because this is a private matter that should be dealt with privately. You can quite easily say to Britney behind closed doors, the boys are not liking this. You know, when you go on Instagram, they're starting to feel embarrassed. Now, from what I gather, apparently things are being said at school, which again, I can understand for the children, this must be very difficult, because especially being the fact that I would imagine that what comes with fame is that you get the aspect of, oh, you know, Britney Spears, you know, your mum's Britney Spears, that's so cool. Can you get me free tickets? You know, this is, you know, oh, my mum loves Britney Spears. You know, you're going to get the great side of it, but then you will also get the side which creates jealousy. You will get people that are just want to be nasty for nasty's sake, and they will attack the children because they see a picture of their mum scantily clad in a picture. Well, firstly, they've looked at that picture, you know, or, you know, whether it be someone shown them or they've actively decided to go on Britney's Instagram and see it, you know, and it's personal choice. You know, if you don't like the fact that Britney Spears, you're seeing a picture of Britney Spears scantily clad, then don't go on there. You know, if you're then choosing to then criticize the children of about their mother, then that really again says more about you. But I can understand, like I say, in therapy, if a child is embarrassed about their mother, then that would be addressed, because it would be kind of, you know, firstly, you have a responsibility to your children, you know, but also it's education, it's having a conversation. It'd be like, why are you embarrassed? This is whether it's something that I've always done, but for some reason you're starting to feel embarrassed by this now. Let's have a conversation about it. But, you know, I would probably suggest that if the children are genuinely struggling because they're being bullied at school about something, then as the parent, it is up to you to do something about that. Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. That is your job as a parent. You know, you are raising your children. It's important to educate them. So hopefully they're not embarrassed about a male body, you know, and, you know, you can wear things. But we also know at a certain age, when you've got other children involved, you know, there is things that are said, and it can make school life quite difficult. So I think I can see all sides, in a sense, with the children. Maybe Britney as a woman and as a mother, you know, there's two different, you know, you are, you know, there's you as the mother, and then you as the parent, you know, and I do think sometimes they don't always align. But, you know, for the most part, you do have to really try and be aware that, you know, you don't want to hurt your children, and you do want to listen to your children. So if your children are saying something, it is very important that you at least listen and hear them. Now, it doesn't mean to say that you always have to agree. It doesn't mean to say that you even have to change anything. But I think the most important thing is that they believe that they're being heard. You know, you're taking on board their perspective, their thoughts, their feelings, you know, you're taking that on board. But then if you feel that, well, I'm not going to automatically change something, then it's then a discussion, a conversation, it's education. It's like, well, okay, I hear what you're saying, but you know what, this is why I've done it this way. And as your parent and as the adult, that's going to stay that way. But I do recognize that you don't agree with that, and that's okay. Now I think here, this is where the only person I feel is wrong is Kevin Federline, because as much as protecting his children, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't feel going into, you know, in the local media is going to help his children, because that's going to end up with the children being aware that, you know, they're now in the local news or the national news or whatever, which means then the other kids are going to be picking up on that, and then they could get bullied about that as well, you know. So I think that's not okay, you know. And like I say, so what I would, in my opinion, I would be saying to them, if they were in my office, I'd be saying, right, you need to all sit down and communicate, because you have two beings here that you both created, and they come first here. You know, so you need to have this discussion, and you need to co-parent. You need to both be on board here. But they're not, for whatever reason, whether they have, because of their own personal feelings about each other, they're perhaps not co-parenting well enough. Now, I also, like I say, I know that Britney isn't seeing her children at the moment, and I imagine that is very hurtful for her. And hopefully something will get done about that, and maybe that they can see her, because it's not good for the children either. So, you know, so I do hope that they sort things out. I feel, you know, when children are involved, really co-parenting is the best way to go, because they have to come first, and it needs to be healthy. You know, you have to put your own thoughts and feelings to one side to a degree to be able to co-parent effectively. And like I say, and communicate with your children, because that really is one of the most important things, I believe. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope this has helped you slightly understand a little bit when it comes to, you know, parents who've separated. Like I say, the most important thing is that you work together as a team. Put your own thoughts and feelings about each other to one side. You know, say what you like, you know, outside of that. But when it comes to your children, you really do need to be on board in the best way you can. Now, like I say, I always appreciate that sometimes when you're, especially if there is a particularly more toxic person, which might be the case with Kevin, I don't know, but sometimes co-parenting isn't possible. But unfortunately, the children are the ones that end up getting really hurt by this. So, you know, I always, when I work with families, is try to get them to co-parent in the best possible way. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I don't know if any of you are aware of this story, or if there are things that I haven't picked up on, then please, you know, always let me know, because I do appreciate that sometimes I'm not always right, because I don't always get all the information, especially when it's stuff that happens in the States. So if there's anything that I've missed out on here, please do let me know. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing in tomorrow's video. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's kind of it from me today. So as always, thank you so much to everybody who has been joining up as a member. There are new people joining every single week. It's wonderful to see. Thank you to everybody who has joined the bubble tea club and that have bought me a cup of tea. Thank you to everybody who is joining up in the Facebook group. Oh, what else is there? People that are buying my merch, people that are that have been inquiring about sending me things. Thank you so much. I'm super grateful to you. None of it's obligatory, but I'm so very grateful. Thank you to everybody who is helping this channel grow, because like I said before, this would not be happening without your support. And just know that you are all paying it forward, because as this channel grows, I am able to help more people. I am able to give back to you, and I will always do that as long as I am here. So yeah, so thank you just for being you. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget my live, as always, with Trev this Friday evening at 7 p.m. And until then, I will see you tomorrow, guys. So I love you. I appreciate you, but most of all, I absolutely respect you. So thank you very much. Bye, Bubble family.